morning, gang.
No, actually, right. Morning, everybody. As you well know from the live yesterday I done, we was on about coming back here because Steve smashed it last week with his find. Top-notch find, bro. I don't care what you do to me. I don't care if you lick my ear. You haven't got a tongue?
Well, no.
He muzzles my ear with his moustache. But what an absolutely brilliant find. Let's hope we can find some more today.
Not just for me, for Marie as well.
Yes.
It's not. I mean, there's some extra news coming about Marie's find.
There is.
It will be coming, and that, to me, is better history than what I found.
Yeah. And this man scared me to death this morning. Because I walked up to him ready to say, "Hello Steve, how you doing?" And he threw a house pick towards me. And it hit me off the side of the head. My heart stopped for a second. And I realised it was foam.
It was a foam brick, but it looked real.
It's a good job I love him. It's a good job I love him.
But welcome to sunny Lincoln again.
Yes.
We're back. And already the history's coming out, because these have only just got here and we've been here for half an hour.
But Rianne lives up the road, you know. I mean, we got an hour and a half from Birmingham.
Right, guys. I've had a little old padlock stuck to a rock. I've had a little toy gun. That's the smallest one I've ever found. But it is a little tin plate toy gun. So that's definitely going for a clean up. I've had this. Now for our American subscribers who won't know what this is, it's actually part of the enamel signing that we have on our post boxes over here. What the Royal Mail collect. It gives the times and dates of when they're going to collect the post from the post box. And I've just had this out. Glenn's going to get excited about this. I'm saving any discs at the moment because we get a lot of discs out of it, and that's how I got my hammered coin. But I'm not sure if this is a wheel off a toy car or what.
Or draw pull.
That's definitely going back for a clean up. I've had a little suspender buckle and a National Health Service nurse's badge. And I've had another cutthroat. I had a cutthroat razor like this last week as well, and in as good condition. This is my second one.
Good morning, everybody. Lovely Lincoln again. First couple of throws, clay pipe stem.
I've just had a D-buckle, probably off some horse's tack, because that would explain that. Another big horseshoe.
I've just found a key. There we go. You can see that. So, and I think that might be half a knob now, but there is something stuck on the side of it, so we'll see about that one.
What did I see you say? Oh yeah, for?
Key.
Oh yeah, okay. Spend the marble.
I think I'm on the non-magnetic finds today. You see that there? I think it's a cod marble out of a cod bottle. Just stuck on a little nail there, look. Stuck on the crud. Brilliant.
I'm not down here, I'm not.
Oh! Nearly dropped it. Little buckle there. Doesn't look that old, but we'll have to clean it up just to check.
No, I mean, where away last week?
Hang with it though. We have bike chain as the derailleur. A bit of chain. What's that this? I believe it's a mirror. Probably for bike or motorbike. He's answering me. Second week in a row. One of those tiny little knives with a different shape on the end. Might start collecting these.
All I got was half of a shoe pattern.
Oh, nice.
I'm stood on my tiptoes before you start. Got a little foul.
Bless her. A little foul.
I'm on my tiptoes actually.
And me.
Oh dear.
I've got the remains of a very old fork. Unfortunately, the tip is missing, as it normally is. Good that for our fork, Mike.
Good.
Two-pronged fork. I've got what might be a button. We'll take it back and clean it. And I've got... These I aren't going to clean up either. I've got no faith in them no more. 2 old pen knives, fishing knives. We'll take them clean and see what comes of them, but...
So guys, got excited then. Thought to have myself a little annular. I think it's barbed wire. Believe this to be a step of some sort. Stick into the river. I checked the crud around it and there's a little cod marble in there. Nice little green. See? Lovely.
I got it! You want a marble? It was a diamond.
Well, I pulled out a bucket and I think it's got some kind of tin in it and a shoe. I've just looked on the bottom and it's all hobnails and that is actually an heavy shoe.
A little heel there off a hobnail shoe. Yeah. Right, he's just pulled the shoe out, so I wonder if that's to the other one of the pair. And a heel as well.
There you go, so we've got a small key. I'm not going to hold much hope for that cleaning up because everything I tried to clean last week become powder, but we'll try, we'll take it and try it. I've also got this piece here that seems to have a bit of a hollow tube, but it's got a very good weight at the bottom. Now, it might be a World War II tile breaker off the incendiaries. The only way we'll know is by cleaning that bottom piece up and seems any writing on it. But it's nothing I collect anymore, so if it is one, I'll just pass it around to one of the peakies to put in the collection. But yeah, it's too early to tell.
We've got a buckle under there, very cruddied up. We'll have to try and clean it up and see if we can get an age, but we'll see, it might drop to beach yet. Disc-shaped object, it looks like there's a hole in there at the top, so maybe some sort of tag or not sure.
I might be telling them, but I look around keys all the time, so I've always wanted to run keys. I don't know if
I'll collect them.
do you collect them?
I'll collect them.
Bring that and we'll show the camera. So we're getting all giddy because I've just pulled this out. Now, Glenn spotted straight away that that could possibly be a Roman key. Now, he's Googled it. I don't know if you see it on camera.
So the second one here, the second one here, right on the end of my finger here, is matching up to that one.
It is, yes.
And I'm going to have a look at the measurements in a minute. I won't put it on camera, obviously we'll do it on the phones, everything, if we find out he's one to validate it. I'll also send a photo to a very good friend of mine who I know will probably tell me whether it is one or not. But yeah, if that measures up to be the same size,
certainly the same shape, exactly
the same shape.
Exactly the same shape.
And I'm a bit sad because, well, I say it's sad, but at least I know now. I look through Roman keys all the time, and there is some. And the reason I like them is because there's so many different types, as you can see. Look, and some are iron, which are magnetic, and some are bronze, which you're never going to pull up and stuff like that. But yeah, I would say 90%.
And where we are is a predominantly Roman city, so.
Well, you had your what was it, Steve? I forgot. What did you have last week?
Oh, I had the 500-year-old Jetton, hammered Jetton. But there we go, guys. So that's going back for a clean-up, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that does turn out to be a Roman key.
I love you, Stephen.
Amazing.
Towering over the historic city of Lincoln, this mighty fortress has stood for nearly 1,000 years. Built by William the Conqueror after his victory at the Battle of Hastings in 1066, Lincoln Castle has been at the heart of some of the most dramatic events in English history. After his conquest, William faced fierce resistance in the north. To tighten his grip, he ordered the construction of castles, including this stronghold at Lincoln. Its commanding position not only provided far-reaching views, but also served as a stark reminder to the local population that Norman rule was absolute. But the story of this hilltop stretches even further back. Centuries before the Normans, the Romans built a fortress here, in what was then called Lindum Colonia. When the Normans arrived in 1068, they reused the remaining Roman walls to build their own moat and bailey castle. Over the centuries, Lincoln Castle has bore witness to violent clashes. In 1141, during a war for the English throne, King Stephen battled to reclaim the castle from Ranulph, Earl of Chester. The fight, known as the Joust of Lincoln, ended with Stephen's capture, a pivotal moment in the civil war between Stephen and his cousin, Empress Matilda. Another fierce battle took place in 1217, following King John's refusal to honour the Magna Carta. Rebel barons, supported by Prince Louis of France, seized control of much of England. But Lincoln Castle held firm under Lady Nicola de la Haye. Her defence of the stronghold was a turning point in the war. Without her, England might have fallen under French rule. The castle saw its last great siege in 1644, during the English Civil War, when parliamentarian forces overwhelmed the royalists defending it. After this final battle, Lincoln Castle's military role faded, but its history was far from over. Many royals have passed through its gates. King John visited in 1216, just weeks before his infamous loss of royal treasure in the Wash and his untimely death. Even Henry VIII and his young queen, Catherine Howard, inspected the castle during their journey north. One of Lincoln's most prized possessions is a surviving copy of the Magna Carta, sent here in 1215 and stored in the cathedral treasury. Today, Lincoln Castle is one of the few places in the world where the historic document can be seen. Cobb Hall, a 13th century tower located in the castle's northeast corner, once served as both a defensive tower and a dungeon. Later, from 1817 to 1859, it became a site for public executions. Crowds would gather below to watch condemned prisoners take their final steps to the gallows. But perhaps the castle's most chilling chapter is found within its red brick Georgian and Victorian prisons. By the late 18th century, Lincoln's Castle Prison had started following the separate system, designed to isolate inmates for every hour of the day. When they were taken to the chapel or for exercise, they would be chained to other prisoners and given a mask so they couldn't see. Prisoners were also banned from speaking to other prisoners and their jailers. For those who defied prison rules, the punishment was to be shackled in solitary confinement. The prison chapel is one of the most unique in the world. Here, inmates would be sat in separate wooden box-like enclosures, only able to see the chaplain preaching from his pulpit. The services centred on forgiveness and reform, preparing prisoners for their return to society, or even in some cases for their final moments. Justice has been served within Lincoln's castle walls for centuries, and today the Gothic Revival courthouse, built in 1826, remains an active Crown Court. Well, I found a part of a cutthroat razor. There.
Roman.
Yeah, I got Roman. I got a full cup for out earlier.
I'm going to take that back to check.
Steve, down the things by halves, dear Steve.
Another disc-shaped thing to check. And petrol cap.
Oh, lovely. Just for an We're not the mode works.
I think that's some sort of boring tool.
I know you're on the right track.
Yeah.
Just a couple of thousand years out.
Yeah. Well, I'm on the right track, as Steve says. A couple of thousand years in between, but I've had a key. But it's not as old as Steve's potential one. Potential.
Well, that's a big file. I'll file that under my Roman stuff.
Little penknife there. And another knife. Looks like an old military knife. We'll have a go at cleaning it up, but a lot of times I've dropped a bit, so we'll see.
It could just be a piece of junk, but anyway, we got this piece. It's a funny shape, so I'm going to take it back, clean it. You know what we like, but we got to check it. But look at that. I don't know. Well, this building
What a- That's a big hook. Look at that.
It's either a very small washer or a button. I'm going to say it's probably the first one I suggested, which is a washer, but again, we'll check it. So, I haven't actually got the first official peaky spoon, but I've found the top of the spoon. So it's going old, it's Victorian, it's not mega old, that one, but yeah, it's a shame the handle's missing. Would have given us a bit more information.
And look at the size of that for a clay pipe stem. Unbelievable. That is mad. Wow. Just came up in between all the bits on the magnet and that little metal bit, so that is mad.
So I've had a little D buckle, could be modern. Red hobnail iron and smallest little piece of clay pipe stem stuck to a nail. Have a look around.
An old phone. Battered. Got a handle. An old handle, probably off a kettle or something. And a pair of trucks off a skateboard.
Is that a deck chair?
It's a chaise lounge.
A chaise lounge.
You can have a rest now, bro.
Oh, Glenn.
Oh, Mike, what you done? Did you push yourself too hard?
It reminds me of something.
Yeah, it does.
What? Steve's fucking whipped that from here.
I've had the hub of a bike. Exciting times.
You know.
So I think that is a little bracer's buckle. Can you see that?
Okay.
Got a toe iron, so it's front part of the hobnail boots. And just a piece of scrap there, that one.
So as you can see, the heavens have opened up a bit, but I've just pulled out another buckle. I'm getting loads of buckles today, but this one, I've not seen one like this, and Glenn's just identified it already, because he knows his buckles now. It was around about the 1700s, 17 to 1750s. I've never had an oval one. So that one's coming back for a clean.
Got a shoe pattern there. As you can see, it's got pieces of the wood on again, so these are the older ones. Some of the later ones had iron plates on. Nice.
So, I have just looked on the bottom of my magnet and there's a little 762 or a 303, I think it's 762 bullet unstruck. Let's have a look, see if I can get a rough year on it. I don't know, I can't see the year, but I'm guessing it's World War II. And part of a handle or something. We'll get that tap off.
Glenn took home what seemed like an ordinary handle caked in layers of grime and age. But as he carefully removed the crud, something truly astonishing emerged. And after querying this find with our friend Tony Robertson from ID My Finds, he confirmed it to be a 17th century horse harness decoration, a fascinating glimpse into the craftsmanship and traditions of the past. During the 1600s, horses were not just a means of transport, but a symbol of power, prestige and wealth. Nobles, cavalry and merchants adorned their horses with decorative fittings like this one, showcasing their status and style. These decorations were fixed onto leather straps, some were purely ornamental, while others may have had practical functions, such as identifying the horse's owner or regiment. Some even bore heraldic symbols or religious motifs, hinting at deeper cultural significance. Though small, this beautiful harness decoration tells a rich story of the 17th century, of power, artistry and the vital role horses played in shaping history.
Possible annular. I can get a clue what that is. Worth checking the crud. And an old buckle. This looks like a hook to me, like an old coat hook, but that's too big on top. I don't know, give it a tap off later, we'll have a look. 99% sure it's I'll hang up my dressing gown on it later.
Big hobnail boot, small hobnail boot, size 10, size 7. Oh, banana, hammer time! So it did go in the water then, girl?
Yeah, it's the Alice's. Yeah. About 15 years ago, I was looking for my... Where's it gone? I said, well, it's gone down there because of that smell, and it had. Hey!
I'm on the shoes today, I really am. I've got another hobnail.
Got a little screwdriver. Piece of old Victorian drain pipe with a fishing hook stuck to it. And I've gone and got it. The peaky spoon.
I found a chisel.
Little bit of broken clay pipe bowl come up there. It's a shame. Yeah, quite a few come out here.
There, I've got a little motor there, I think. Some kind of motor. And another part of a knife, an old knife. An oil filter.
That was hard because the handlebars was stuck all in that stuff.
That's why she's the Kirstinator. Oh, dear me.
Do you know what? I think that would still ride, to be honest. Not in the best condition, but if you look at it, it might still ride. First one of the day, and hopefully the last.
Well, I'm certainly finding bits of knives today. There's a knife handle. So, that's some jade.
And this is some sort of little pump off. Not a clue what, a motorbike, a car, not sure.
More car parts.
Just any old cow tank, you know. Sparks and sparks. There we are. Got an old, I think it's a cleaver. There. It's got some age to it. Look at the handle on that. I will attempt to clean that up a little bit because I do like old knives like that. My sister's had to help me get this out. It was stuck to chain as well. There you go. I think it might be some sort of counterweight. Not sure, but it is solid and it is heavy. Just pulled this up. Crikey. Unfortunately, I do remember this top deck. It's mad, I'd forgot all about it, but crikey, it brings back some memories. I think it was a lime flavour actually, top deck. Can anyone else remember? Let us know in the comments.
Right guys, I've had a remote control for a car, alarm, central locking thing. I've had a floppy aerial for a car. Alison's had some bullets stuck to what could be a very old bike belt. Oh, nearly dropped them then, but there we go, some 7.62 bullets. Not sure what that is. It could be a big locket, it could be a little old 1950s tape measure. I had a really nasty knife. I've had a chisel. I got a really old key that's going back for a clean up, although it's missing the handle part. Still nice to save these. I got a little hammer for Alison, because she's only little. And I got somebody's magnet. As you can see, the eye bolts come out, so they lost their magnet. But there's more, I'll just go and get them.
Oh yeah.
Right, I'm back for more. So, Got a horseshoe. Who wants a horseshoe?
I'll have it if you don't want it. Clean them all up and put them on my wall when I'm done. Not my inside the house.
Right. This unusual piece, which Glenn's going to get clean up for us. Glenn thinks it's a little magnet, but I don't think it is.
No, I was taking the Mickey.
Oh, was you taking taking me key?
You know one of them cartoon magnets?
You're not taking
Acme.
You're not taking me key. But Alison's had this one, another little old buckle. What age, Glenn?
1820s, that one,
Yeah,
all day
around
long.
about 1820s.
That one's older.
But we're not sure, but I think there may be a little key stuck in there. So, not sure on that one. I've had another little buckle,
That's a beaut.
little decorative one there, possibly off a lady's shoe.
Oof.
But a little hobnail heel, child's. But a big hobnail heel, adults.
That looks like an
But another hammered coin,
art on that, doesn't it?
I think. Hopefully. I don't know, but Glenn's going to take that and clean that up. I've had this little thing. I don't know what this is. This is really unusual. So, it's going to go back for a clean up. We're not sure what it is.
Because I looked at that and I thought it was good,
Very unusual
I think
piece.
that's a little toy car there.
And last but not least, this.
I've only took the crud off
Again,
Could
we're not
actually
sure
be an
what
art.
that is, so
Girls one or something.
always better to send it back for a clean up just to double check. There we go.
Oh, hello everybody. I got 10p. Got a button. Got a little decorative knife. It's got all scrolling on it. Got a sexy woman.
Oh yeah? You need your eyes open.
I got this. Don't know what it is. Again, give that a knock off. Big buckle. After I made a few adjustments, I managed to find this, which looks, let's see if, I don't know if you can see how small that little piece is just there. Could be a buckle or a toggle.
Right, it has come to the end of another amazing day. If Steve's pans out to be what we think it might be, then it'll be another extraordinary find and a first for magnet fishing. So we've got to really hold hope on that. We've all done amazing, we've all had bits and bobs, we've got loads of bits to check. So we can't do nothing until we know what they are. So, please like, subscribe if you haven't already, guys. There's Mike waving. And like and subscribe and get your family and friends to watch us. Let them suffer.
Don't forget to check out the website museum as well, www.peakydippershistoryhunters.com.
There you go. I'm not saying it.
It takes some saying that.
It does.
You could have picked a longer word.
Steve don't get tongue-tied, so he's all right. Anyway, we shall see you on the finds, guys. Big love.
Bye, guys.
See you guys.
The Finds Roundup.
Hello everybody, Peaky Dippers, and welcome along again this evening. Oh, Marie's just had a right nightmare to try and get the tripod to stay in the same place. But, so, I'm sitting here with a few of Steve and Alison's finds and a few of mine, and I didn't think I'd done very well until I checked my crud. So I'm going to get to the star find in a minute. I'm going to show Steve and Alison's little bits first. So, before we got there, Steve had found a National Health Service badge. Obviously fell off a doctor or a nurse or anybody to work for the NHS really. There you go. Alison found a little buckle, but unfortunately it's that brittle. It's a beautiful buckle as well. I mean, that is probably 1720s at a guess. That is proper old, but unfortunately it's missing a little bit there. I think she showed all these to the camera, I don't know, so bear with us. Steve found this little enamel plaque, and as you can see there's a time of day on the, 12:30 and number 17, so that's a post box piece of ceramic, and I would have slotted them around according to the post. So there you go, that's probably quite old, that. Then we nearly had a little bit of a heart attack because Steve found something, and please bear with me for my over-imaginative imagination, but when he first found it, it was the right shape and size to be a Roman key. Roman keys, if you go onto Google, are all kinds of different shapes and sizes, but that's the item we found, well, Steve found. We are still waiting for ID My Find on Facebook to get back to us on that one, but I don't think it is one, or else I think they'd have screamed the house down and said, look what you've got. But yeah, so if anyone knows what that is, please let me know. It's probably about 2.5 inches long, 3 inches at the most, but it does look like one of the old Roman keys, and we were so excited. Then, right, moving on to my finds now. Found another buckle, nice square buckle there, look guys, nice pin, all intact. That'll go into my buckle collection. I've got another buckle here, again, all intact with the pin. Privileged to clean that off. And this one here is probably the oldest one, next to Alison's one I showed you earlier, and that is a oval buckle, and I'm going to go 1720s, 1790s, that kind of era. So that's quite an old buckle, beautiful oval buckle. First one I've seen personally, so that's going to go in my collection. Steve, give me that blessing. Thank you, Steve. Then we had a modern key. Marie found a long key, which is probably post-Victorian. It's not mega old. It's probably to do with the factories behind us actually. But yeah, to the offices. But a nice little key, nevertheless. I had a little key and I never thought in a million years it was going to last. Because it was a tiny little key, if you remember. And I've managed to get it out of the crud, and it is all intact. Beautiful little casket key there, as to call them. A little padlock key, whatever, but yeah, nice. That'll go into my key collection. Ironically, Lincoln gives us lots and lots of clay pipe pieces, usually this size, that size, and that size, but Marie goes and pulls out that size. So going by the length of that, I'm not an expert, but I'd say that's part of a church warden's pipe. The church warden's pipe would have been quite long, and the bowl would have had a very severe lean to it, and that would have been mega old. But going by the length of that, that isn't just your standard clay pipe. Then I had a knife, and I had another knife. I say a knife, pen knife. Then we had another pen knife. Then I done it with the knives. I crowned the knives. I had this little knife. How cute is that? So that is antler and brass. Most of the knives worn away, but nevertheless it has cleaned up really well. I was quite shocked. So I'm over the moon with that. There we go. And we've got a padlock. We did have a smaller padlock, but as I was tapping the crud off, it all fell to pieces. This one's cleaned up quite nice. There we go. No writing on the brass, which is unusual. Usually there's a maker's mark, but very worn. But star find of the day goes to me this week. I was breaking some crud on the table that was attached to a piece of a nail and different things. I've had that many pieces of crud from Lincoln, you lose track, that we literally come back with a box full of funny shaped crud. And in the one piece of crud, I thought I'd found an earring. But I thought, no, because it's drying and it's going green. So that means it's got a copper alloy to it, or a bronze. And I put it in a frame, what I do. There it is. That is a 1650s, so 17th century, horse harness decoration. And I have had this confirmed by Tony Robertson at ID My Find on Facebook. What a top group, a top gentleman for helping me. And I'm over the moon with a tiny little find. And it just shows you guys, look how big my finger is compared to that. It just shows you that when you pull up all this stuff and this scrap, and there's other people chucking scrap in buckets and going, oh, the things you could be missing is unbelievable. I say it every week when I started magnet fishing. Never thought I was going to find something like that. And that's small either. So yeah, I'm over the moon with that. That's going to go in my little collection. And I'm over the moon with that. So 1650s, there we go. Big shout out to Tony Robertson, as I say. ID My Find on Facebook, brilliant group. If ever you find something from magnet fishing or whatever hobby you do, and you're not sure on what it is, get in touch with them, put a photo on with a measurement. They've got some eggheads on there, them brilliant people, very clever, very gifted. Big shout out to all my peakies, thank you ever so much. We're kind of done at Lincoln now. We're going to be moving down the country a little bit now and trying some new spots. Well, I say new spots, nowhere's new no more, but we're going to try some different spots. We're going to be spaced out all over the country, so if we're in a town or city near you, then you'll see us. Please like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the thumbs up, hit the thumbs down on the two first, and I shall see you on our live tomorrow, live from the bottle dump, about 2-3 p.m. British time. And then Saturday I'll be doing a live 3 p.m. British time, and then Sunday, wherever we are and wherever it is we're located, magnet fishing, we should do a live at 3 p.m. British time. 2, 3, 3, 3. Makes sense. See you later, guys.